Hey, everybody, Rocky Rocket in the building. It's been a special week. Um, I am very happy to have a guest here with me today. But first of all, I'm very happy that you guys chose to join me once again on the Crowded Streaming Network. And this is The Rocky Road, a show about the independent music industry and the music producers, the videographers, and everyone who supports the independent music artists in this industry. I am your host, Rocky Rocket. I am here today with Dogsta, the problem. How are you doing today?
What going on? I'm
Hey,
good, man. I'm good. I'm breathing.
awesome. Great, 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 great. So, Dogsta was technically referred to me by someone who's on another show named Kingly, right? But I've been following Dogsta for a while on Instagram anyway. And he always has me laughing on his posts. So I'm very excited to have you here today, here with me today.
All
So,
right.
Dogsta, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself and where you're from, all of that?
All right. So, as you mentioned, I am Dogsta the problem. Born on the south side of Houston, South Acres to be exact. Raised in Houston, different parts of Houston, but mainly on the south side, southeast. I'm an artist slash. And when I say slash, that's just me trying out different things, whether it's me trying to do videography. At one point, I was on internet radio for a while. Um, Now I'm venturing out into doing like a family show where I'm doing different skits and just trying to show my creative side. So I just do different things, but my main focus is really music. But like I said, I'm trying to venture into other things. Whether it's me creating merch, which I plan to do soon, is just how they say is I don't know. I have a lot just going on that I'm trying to make happen, but my main focus is music. So I am a music artist.
Mm,
So yeah.
all right. Well, so Dogsta, my first question for you tonight is about your content.
Okay.
Um, Actually, no. Let's go back a little bit.
Okay.
To what made you decide to become a music artist um at all?
My childhood. I mean, being introduced to music at an early age. Whether it was me learning my name is D Nice, listening to NWA, Too Short, a lot of music I shouldn't have been listening to as a child, but just being a fan of it at an early age, watching MTV and just seeing everything. And my family will tell you, anytime I'm in the car with them as a child, I was always rapping the lyrics, whatever was on the radio, I knew the songs. Whether it was, I remember getting popped in the mouth for singing I'm a Hoe. I had no business singing it, but the radio back then played it. But I've always had a love for music. So as I got older, it was I remember the Chronic came out and me just seeing Snoop Dogg on TV and hearing nothing but a G thing, and then Doggy Style came out, and I loved that album as a kid. That's kind of where the dogs to come from. Me being a fan of Snoop. So it was like that was I think what made me say, okay, I want to be a rapper because I wanted to be like him. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where the I want to be a rapper. I have to be a rapper thing started.
Mm.
So yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your support system of deciding, making that decision to become an actual artist and try to start taking it seriously. The point from going from, oh, well, this is kind of sort of an idea to really taking it serious and, investing in yourself.
Um, that's a good question. It was kind of like on my own thing, as far as like My mom always knew I wanted to do it in school, and she was always all rap. Like a lot of parents, rap isn't gonna pay off, and you need to focus on college and this and that. So that was one thing my mom really didn't want me to do, but it was something I always knew I wanted to do. So I didn't really take it serious until like after I graduated and I got a job. And once I got a job and stuff, that's when I was like, okay. I just happened to be at a shop that actually had a studio on the back. And that's when I was like, you know what? Take the back. I had a mic. I used to make little mixtapes. Like I just rap over people beats while I was in school. But when I decided to take it serious was once I started shop in my partner in the shop, the studio on the back of the shop at the time. And I was like, hey, how much is it, for studio time? He told me. I didn't know what the heck I was doing because I was used to rapping my way, but I didn't know how to rap the way people that actually went to studios rap. Like I didn't have a deliverance, a specified deliverance, and it was just me stepping out on my own and saying, you know what, let me try it. Went in there, took the longest to do one song, and then like after that, I developed, to get better and better. But I think it was at that point, maybe 2006, 2007, maybe 2005, around I say between 2005, 2006. That's when I really decided to kind of take it serious. And over the years, it took time for me to let other people know, I was serious about it. That might not have taken me serious. So it's like whether it was, family or even my mom. My mom didn't really know I was going to the studio making music until I put out my first mixtape, and she was like, "Oh, my son rap," and I'm like, "Yeah, I've been trying to tell you I want to do it, but it was me kind of wanting to do it on my own." And of course, with my wife, not at the time we were dating, but it was even then, she was supportive, and saying, "Hey, that's what you want to do, go do it." So
Yeah. So then let's talk about that.
okay,
As a rap artist, um, having a wife as a artist, let's talk about that a little bit.
okay,
So, do you have kids?
yeah, have two.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
So, a question that I want to ask you is how does that relationship work? Because I know, for one, music artists tend to have like a stigma about them from time to time. Like you have to be single, you can't have a wife, you know, kids, I don't know, maybe, but being an active father, you know, it's late nights on occasion at the studio. And also a lot of times the investment
Yeah.
of, you know, letting your wife know, like, okay, I got a show and I'm gonna have to come out of pocket such and such amount of money in order either to make that happen or to move around and take off from work and
Yeah.
all of that. So tell me a little bit about how that type of compromise and that type of experience works in your life
Okay.
with your family.
So for me, it's kind of different than a lot of people, I guess. I'm gonna take it back to because I actually had a hiatus. I actually stopped rapping, and this was done like right when I got married, right before I got married, and I knew how much money I was putting into it at that time and prior to that, and I was like, I'd rather focus on the money staying in the home with building a family. And I didn't have kids at the time; it was just me and my wife. But I knew, do I want to make sure me and her good, as a family, or do I want to? And it sounds bad, but I didn't want to put money into something that I wasn't sure that was for sure. And it sounds bad when it's a dream and they say, you go all out for it. But I didn't want us in a bad situation where I got music, might not even happen. Years went by and I had, my kids by then. And from time to time I would write and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try the music thing out. And she was supportive with that. But it came with make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure the home is good first. And of course, I'm not going with like my background with me not having a father there. I've always said I'm gonna be there for my children. So I try to, I try not to interfere with my family time when it comes to me doing music, anything with music. So it's, if there's anything to where I'm performing or I'm going out and it's late, sometimes my wife is with me. So it's like we'll find a babysitter or I'm like, okay, daddy got to go take care of this. Let me make sure y'all good. Babe, you need anything? me make sure you ain't got nothing scheduled. So it's a communication thing. So where we're making sure like, hey, this needs to be taken care of, whether it's clothes for kids or anything that's in the home, that has to be taken care of first. So like I've been trying to work on my new project, and due to COVID and everything, my focus is on the home. My focus isn't on the music as far as dishing out money for studio time and beats and all that, because I'd rather put home first. Because at the end of the day, that's what I'm at. So it's
Right.
like I understand some people say, you don't really care about it, you're not really serious about it if you're not out here, sleeping on couches and this and that, which I understand that's somebody else. That's their, traveling, their travel with it. But mine's is like I have to make sure home is good first. That's just me.
Right.
But we communicate, like I said, it's whether it's if I have a show or something to go do, I'm like, hey babe, I need to go do this. Do you have anything scheduled? You good? And if there is some schedule and we can't get a babysitter, then I can't do it. I just need to say, hey, I'll catch something next time, I'll do something again later. So it's just me putting everything home first.
Mm. Wow. Oh, yeah, I know about that compromised life. I definitely know about that compromised life. Yeah, sometimes it is. It's sacrificing and compromising for a dream that nobody but you can really see.
Yeah.
Um, what can come out of it.
Yeah.
And that can be a problem if your other half or your other whole um isn't really on board with the juggle
Yeah.
of that. So yeah. So then tell me this. So how does family get involved, or are they involved with your career?
Meaning like my kids and my wife
Yeah.
or other family.
Kids,
Um,
wife, immediate family within
so
your household.
with my kids, and it's weird, I've tried to keep rapper dad away from them. And it was like somehow they ended up seeing me on YouTube. And I think it was like at my mom house or something. And I was like, my daughter was like, Dogsta, you're Dogsta. And I'm like, crap. Like, okay, they know daddy rap. Because if I went somewhere, I was like, daddy got to go take care of something, I'll be back. And it's because I know with my content, I keep like vulgar language away from my kids. And of course, they can't listen to daddy music. But it's like they started to learn who daddy was. And it's like, daddy's a rapper, daddy's going to the radio station, this and that. But I still kind of kept them away. Like if I go somewhere where I know it's adult content, y'all ain't going. So with my wife, she'll pull up. Like if I have shows, my wife has been there. Anytime I perform, my wife is there. Um, Now when I go to the studio, she's not there. She's at the house with the kids, and I'm at the house. That's my creative zone. That's my space. I'm there. But anything else, whether it's if I'm putting out music and the wife is texting friends like, "Hey, I'm about to say my government name," but my wife is like, "Hey, he just put out a new song.
Yeah.
Check it out." Um, that's my baby up there. He done shot a video and put the video on YouTube, so they're supportive. And my daughter's like, "Daddy, we gonna make some music with no cussing so we can listen to it." But is I kind of keep them on the outskirts of my world. But even recently, we ended up doing like a family cipher where like I brought them into my world. So it's like, okay, daddy wrote y'all verses. Y'all gonna come record and I'm gonna mix it real good and we're gonna shoot a music video, and we did it and they loved it. And it even, I felt great
Wow.
just seeing them enjoying something I always wanted as a childhood, but I didn't have that opportunity as a child to showcase it. So I'm bringing them in slowly, but as far as listening to daddy music, now that I have.
How old are they?
My son just turned 7. No, hold on. Oh Lord, on 2013 to 2021. It's 8, right? Yeah.
That's
So
8.
my son
Mm-hmm.
just turned 6, and my daughter will be 8 this month.
Oh, yeah, YouTube. They live on YouTube,
Yes,
I'm
yes,
sure. It's everything. And if you're on YouTube, there are probably like no matter how many views, daddy's famous
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Um, so um let's talk about with you living in a smaller town on the outskirts of Houston, how does that and your environment of being in a smaller town affect how you're able to move and what you're able to do as an independent music artist. Like, how do you maneuver being, you know, not in the center of it all?
It sucks. Family wise is dope, but for the music career, it sucks because I'm so far away from a lot. So if somebody's like, "Hey man, I got a music video shoot, pull up," and I'm like, "Man, look, if I just know what all it's gonna take for me to make sure everything is good here before I gotta go all the way to the whether it's the north side or wherever it's at," I'm saying like, "Man, that's a long drive, and you doing it at what time? I ain't gonna get back home to what time? Nah, I can't do it." Or even with shows, me be one, I actually want to perform. Take the back. COVID has messed it up to where I'm scared to be in the club around people with my mask off. But just knowing that I'm so far away from stuff, and that late at night is when a lot of the showcases happen for underground artists. I'm like, man, I gotta try to get back to my area for. I'm probably make it back at like 1 in the morning, 12 someone in the morning. I gotta disturb people, and it's like I know it's a sacrifice, and they have to kind of get used to it. But it's been difficult. But
Mm,
it's that distance in Houston is so huge.
it's
It's just
huge.
somebody be like, hey, I got this going on, pull up. I'm like, where you at? Oh, okay, yeah, I don't know about that.
Greens Point. Greens Point from anywhere.
Yeah.
People say FM 1960 like that ain't on the other side of the world. I'm like, that's Cyprus.
And some people love
That's
driving.
far.
I'm one of those guys. I don't like driving. My wife would tell you I hate
Yeah, I
driving.
don't like driving either. Driving, yeah. Yeah, I don't understand how you could love to drive in Houston. It feels like we're in the car all the time.
And see, my younger days, oh, I'll take road trips. Like I done drove to Florida 3 times. I had no issues with it in
Wow.
my younger days, but now I'm like, dude, I'm a homebody. Look, me and my son to sit here on the couch. Y'all can go to the stove. We chilling. I'm good.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
and I think that
Exactly.
hinders me. That hinders me a little, but yeah. But I'm gonna get better.
So so you said, you create a lot of content, and that's something that I talk a lot on content. Sometimes there's artists who are like, well, I don't know what to post.
Yeah,
And I'm like, you post your life. Like,
yeah,
you have so many different things to post. You just want to be quiet and not post what you really are like and what you really have going on.
yeah,
And that's really trying to keep up a facade that isn't a reality to people who know you. So I say that honesty is the best policy.
yeah.
But on your side, how do you come up with so many different things to post? Because I've seen your skits, I've shared them in my Instagram stories before, and
Yeah.
they've really been hilarious.
I appreciate that.
And like, I'm like, this is really an artist who isn't just an artist. This is an artist who um really is wanting to put more stuff out, like,
Yeah,
and be multifaceted. So
yeah.
how do you come up, what is your creative process in coming up with content for your page?
I think just being goofy. Me just being. I think just watching so many other people like one person I like to watch is like Christopher. Like Christopher is funny as hell to me. And I've even inboxed him one day and I was like, dude, like kudos to you because to me, I feel like I'm not doing enough. Of course, I know I'm not doing enough because I'm not giving it, as a like an 8 hour shift to creating the content. But I'm like, I don't even. Told him I don't know how you come up with the content like constantly. So like guys like that, 39 cents, a lot of them dudes stay on top of it. As to me, it's just if I see something happen at the moment, I'm like, you know what? Ain't nobody around. Let me try to do a video right quick. Even when I'm on the clock, I probably shouldn't be saying that. But even when I'm on the clock, I'm like, let me grab my phone. Okay, what can I say? What's something goofy and stupid that I would say, if I was involved in that situation? So a lot of stuff, if I happen to just be scrolling down my timeline, somebody post a video, I might say, how can I make that situation funnier? what I think is funny to me. So I might do a quick skit to that, or even like with
Yeah,
me and my
my
family.
favorite one that you did was, if I'm wrong about this, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. But I think it was the one with the bus it challenge, where you're like
Oh,
me scrolling my timeline. It was like bus it, bus it, bus it, bus it, bus it, bus it. Because I felt the exact same way. I'm like, oh my God, I'm scrolling my timeline and I'm just hearing this song over and over and over and seeing all of these challenges. And it's like, I'm going to take a break and be back when y'all are done with this. And
and
now
my
it's a silhouette challenge. I'm like, oh my God,
yeah, I'm
serious?
like, what's this silhouette challenge everybody's posting? But with that, it
Yes,
was
yes. That'll get you
in
in
that.
trouble.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need because even with the busing, I'm like, I don't need my wife talking about why the
And
hell
the
he in there
bus.
watching the bus challenge. I'm like, because that's how it sounded on my phone when she in the living room. I'm bus it. I'm like, and that's what made me think of
Oh,
the skit. I'm like, you know what? Let me do this video right quick because that's all it is when you sliding down. So even with that situation, I try to think of when I think of skits like I hope I don't offend anyone. I've done stuff and I've deleted them because I have that conscience that's like, nah, take it down. You know, somebody might take it the wrong way. Even with the busted, I was like, I hope it doesn't get back to whether it's Carl or Erica, and they say, man, this dude hating on you. In a way, you can look at it as hating when that's not my intentions. It's just, man, that's all I'm hearing. But it's to show what your formula is working because you have everybody doing this. Even when everybody was like, you're a mad clone, it shows you're able to do some on your own. So that's the showcase. Look, Houston is on it. I mean, I'm sorry, not Houston, Texas, because she's Dallas, but she's in the city with Carl. But I'm
yeah.
like, this is just showing we doing what we need to do.
Yeah,
But
we're doing it. We're doing it, but yeah, it's
yeah,
taking
but some
over.
yeah, and it's like some people might take certain skits as hate, or it's like, man, why did you do that? And I'm like, I'm just trying to lighten up the situation, just make something funny, but everybody doesn't receive it, the same way. But I'm glad you appreciate it
Yeah.
though.
Yes, I definitely appreciate. I love comedy.
Yeah.
I tried a couple of skits before. My problem is that I I don't really know what my problem is. I don't really know what my problem is. I really have a hard time just thinking of, it's like you said, taking the situation and making it funnier.
Yeah.
You have to be very intentional about that. Like
Yeah.
that's not something that accidentally happens. Like there's a process. There's a thinking of how to make this funnier, and then to from laughing in your head to actually picking up the phone and deciding to record,
Yeah.
and then deciding the way to say it. um all of that, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It is, it's a lot of work, and I definitely respect you for doing that, because being a comedian on Instagram is definitely not for the faint of heart,
Yeah.
and for people who don't, just, don't really know how to make it translate and be funny on social media. So
I'm still learning. I got a lot of work to do, but I appreciate it. I think that, like I said, I think that just
nah,
comes
all
from my
good.
goofy side. Me growing up watching Jim Carrey and the Wayans brothers, like I said, I have those moments where I think I might take stuff too far, but I think that's like the Marlon in me. That's what I like to think. And it's like, what will Marlon do? But I'm like, nah, sometimes he take it too far,
Yeah,
so I can't do that. But it's
yeah,
just, I think my thing is honestly feel a lot of people don't get my humor, but I just still do the videos because I'm like, there's different levels of humor, and some people like this and some people like that. So I just do it and hope it works. So hopefully one day it pays off. Hopefully.
so let's talk about that, and the
Okay.
some people liking stuff and some people not liking stuff. I've even talked to a couple of comedians who make videos for Instagram, who, if they don't get a certain amount of likes um within a certain time, they decide to take it down, or the first negative comment, they'll take it down. Or, there's some people who are like, it's my page. If you don't like it, you can go.
Yeah.
And I'm with all of that. I'm with, whatever the owner of the content is with. But how do you decide that? I know you said that, from before, like sometimes you in your head think that you might be taking it a little bit too far. But how do you make that final decision?
It's telling myself, do you want to deal with the flag behind it? So it's like I'm a good dude, like overall, and I try not to offend people, but at the same time I laugh, I watch comedy, so I see how other people handle it. And even the funniest comedians get flagged, whether it's Kevin or Gary, like you see these people say, I'm doing my stand-up and people are offended. And I might hear the joking like, why the hell they mad for? But it's like, it's with me, do I want people to feel that I'm a bad person? Or do I want to deal with whatever negativity come behind it? Or do I want to say, okay, I can handle my own. If I know it's good intentions behind it, I can stand up for myself and say, look, this is why I did it. You're taking it the wrong way. But at the same time, I have a heart and I can say, I can see why somebody might take it the wrong way. Like one of them I deleted was I did a video. I'm not sure if you watch a lot of Vlad TV interviews.
Yeah.
So he did one with Crunchy Black, and in Crunchy Black's interview, he had his grill in his mouth, and his top row just kept falling. And I'm watching it like, why is he zooming in? Like you will see Vlad zoom in, his teeth is just, his grill is just doing this. And I'm like, you know what? I got to make a video out of it. So I did like a video where I was like, I forgot what it was, but I deleted it like shortly afterwards. But it was like I kept zooming in and getting closer, and you just see his grill doing this. And somebody commented, like it got a lot of views, and somebody commented, man, his daughter just got shot. No, he just got shot in the mouth, and his daughter just died. And I'm like, buzzkill, fuck it, delete. My bad, can I cuss? Am I good?
Yes, you're
Okay, cool.
good.
So I see that comment and I'm like, I feel like that makes me seem like a bad person because I wasn't taking it into consideration. I didn't have knowledge of it, but just for somebody to point that out, I was like, you know what? Because all I did, I hashtag Crunchy Black, and I'm like, I don't need nobody around him to sit there and say, dude, this dude making fun of your grill, and you dealing with some stuff at the moment. I don't need to add that on to what he's already going through. So in
Yeah.
situations like that, if I don't have knowledge of it and somebody put me onto it, okay, you're right. Let me kind of take this down. I don't need to make fun of this his grill, even though it's funny as hell. I can laugh I can laugh about it on my
Yeah.
own instead of forcing other people to see
Right.
it that might not have caught on to it. So it's just moments like that where I might say, you know what, yeah, I went too far. You know, sometimes we got to get checked. Some people know how to. Some people can take getting checked and being corrected, and some people can't. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
So,
Mm. Well, so you mentioned a couple of comedians that you follow who are really funny,
mhm,
Reese and 39.
yeah.
Have you ever considered doing, and I know that they, well, at least 39 Cent. I don't know about Reestifer, but I know that at least 39 has decided to go into stand up
hmm
comedy, which is a lot different from trying to make people laugh
Yes.
online, a whole lot more difficult.
Yeah.
Um, and as I've talked to 39 before, hey 39 if you're watching, but as I've talked to him before, this was something that at first it wasn't on his radar. But after making people laugh and wanting to make kind of a career out of this, he, decided that he was going to go down this lane.
Yeah.
Is that something that is on your radar, or are you're strictly social media?
I must say this. Whatever comes. That's how I've operated since an adult. Whatever happens, happens. I never thought I'd be a videographer. I never thought that I'd be doing skit videos. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just something that I kind of fell into doing. I'm gonna tell you right now, I have too much respect for those guys in that lane that I would not jump into that. because I know it's not easy. I've seen people get booed. Like, I ain't that strong to feel that my joke is funny. Like, to me, I'm real good at writing music. So I'm gonna stick to that compared to me trying to say, okay. And I watch so many interviews on with comedians, and I hear them say, this crowd in this city is completely different from this crowd in this city. And a lot of people say you got to go to New York to get that hard hitting crowd. So I'm like, I don't want to think because I have 10 people in Houston laughing at my joke that I can make it, I can go to this city and I'm gonna get them same laughs. I don't think I have it in me. I'm not built like that. I'm gonna, be honest with you. I love watching it. I can sit there and laugh and critique your joke, but I don't have it in me to sit there and put together 10 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour of jokes. Like, I'd rather focus on, let me write music. I write a movie before I write some jokes. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather, try to act. That's what I wanted. I want to act. So that's where that come from. I'd rather do these skit videos and put together jokes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So. And can I say something right quick? Since you
I
said 39
completely
might be,
understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
since you said 39 might be watching, just in case, I don't know if there's, I feel like he might have seen the skit I did and might have taken it the wrong way. Back to how I said earlier, some people take stuff the wrong way. I did a skit years ago when he was popping, and I fought with 39 Cent material, but it was like it was like when the Houston rappers be like was popping. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a video of an artist or of somebody making fun of how Houston rappers. So it was like 39 cents be like Houston rappers be like. It was kind of like that. So what I did was I had a fro at the time, and I kind of made myself kind of be like 39 cent. I had like I think 4 or 5 styrofoam cups or something, and I did a freestyle where it was like I sounded like 39 cents, sounding like Houston artists, and people was kind of sharing it, and people even tagged them, and even like 4500 posted it. I think like last year and tagged them, and I'm like, I feel like he didn't like it or comment because he might feel like I'm making fun of him, but I feel like he might have taken it the wrong way. So if that is the case, that ain't the case. I just want to clear that in case he's watching this.
Okay.
Which you mentioned in
39
that, you know what I'm saying?
freaking dog
Yeah,
stuff.
it's no
He
ill
didn't
was.
mean he didn't mean nothing. You need to pull up and get a couple tickets to his show. He'll forgive you.
All right.
Just let him know you got him on. Get a couple tickets to his show and tell him in person. He's a good
Yeah.
person. He's a
All right.
good
It's
guy.
all respect, man. Like I said, them guys that do them skits, man, I know how hard it is. I see it. So it's nothing but
Yeah.
respect.
Awesome. So let's talk about branding real quick because I'm looking at your shirt and your background.
Okay.
Is that your logo?
Yeah. So one thing I've done over the past couple of years is tell myself, if you're gonna do it, try to do it on your own. So that was me buying one of those little like drawing pads for the laptop, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try to create logos. I want to create logos for different people, but I was like, when I tried mine on myself, I was like, I don't want to do this for nobody else. But it was me just saying, okay, I'm a fan. Like I said, I'm a fan of Snoop Dogg. I'm a fan of Snoopy. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I thought about the inspiration behind my logo is Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style cover. I'm taking it back there. And he had the dog cartoon. He even had like a little mini cartoon back then and a little comic book inside the CD. And I've always wanted a logo of myself like Snoop's. So I was like, okay, let me. And his was kind of inspired by Snoopy. So I was like, let me try to come up with one with a little belly, a little drink belly on it. I don't sip drink, but I got a Houston belly on me. I was like, how can I, kind of move a little bit as you can see.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah.
I just drew it, and I was like, I rock with this. I ain't messing with it no more.
He
That's me,
looks like you.
glasses and
He really
everything.
does look like you. He's a cross between you and Brian from
Family Guy. Yeah.
Family Guy. I love
Yeah.
it. I love
Appreciate
it.
it. So yeah, that
I
was
love
me.
it.
And I originally just drew the dog, and then I eventually added the Houston Oilers logo to it to rep the H because I'm throwing up the H. Then I added my DTP Visions, which is for Dogs to the Problem Visions. And then I was like, I didn't like the dog by itself. I was like, how can I improve it? Take it back to the Chronic album. If you look at this going around him, that's the zigzag logo, which is also used on the Chronic cover. And I just put microphones at the bottom of it. So yeah, that's what that is.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow. Wow. I love it. I love
Appreciate
it.
it. Appreciate
That
it.
is super dope. So, as far as branding is concerned, what made you decide to create a logo and create your own logo for everything that you do?
Because I feel that that's important. I feel that everyone, whether no matter what business you're in, you need some kind of logo to stamp what you have going on. So when people see that, they know, okay, that's you. So it was like I've had a logo prior to it that I paid someone to do, and I was like, I didn't see that logo being used on everything, and I've had it on different stuff, but I was like, how can I do my own logo the way that I've wanted it? And that was me trying to draw it. It ain't the best picture, but it's something I know I spent my time on and tried to create and made it happen. So I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna roll with. And I've actually redone my logo since then again, but it's just me trying to figure out what would look dope, even if whether it's a CD cover, music video, merch, whether it's my clothes, hoodies, whatever it is, what would look dope that somebody else might say, you know what, I like that. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick to this. And I didn't want just if somebody say, because a lot of people say merch is important. When you're an artist, when you do shows, you need merch. So I'm like, I don't want just no Times New Roman font Dogsta the problem on the shirt, and then people be like, man, it's just plain. So I was like, what? Like I said, what can I create to put on top of something for people to buy, or just to that makes me stand out. When people see it, they're like, okay, that's Dogsta. So
Mm,
to me, it's very important that you have a logo.
mm. I totally agree with that. And I don't want you to feel like I'm asking 21 questions
Are you
right now,
good?
but
You good?
cool. Well, I actually have one more question that I always ask every single artist or anyone who comes through the Rocky Road um, at the end of the show.
Hmm.
I'd like to know what advice you would have for an independent, I could say music artist, but I also mean content creator.
Hmm.
Since you do so many different things, you produce too, right?
I
I thought
wish.
I heard you say that.
What you mean, like beats and stuff?
No,
Nah, I don't do the beats. I tried
like
it.
on you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I do like
Well,
videos and stuff, but I
that
don't
I'm
do
sure that
beats.
that's coming next.
I've thought about it.
That's probably coming next because you just, yeah, you're all over the place. It's inevitable. You'll try anything
Yeah,
once with this industry, I'm sure.
yeah.
So tell me about, or the audience about some advice that you have as a current artist, but also for people who are watching who are from small towns. Let's tailor it that way to individuals who are in small towns. What are some things that you wish you would have known when you started, and what advice do you have to give?
I would say trust the process. Trust whatever your mind is telling you to do because everyone's journey isn't the same. The formula isn't the same for everyone. And I think early on, I'll try to chase that by just seeing, okay, this is what this person doing. Let me do that. Let me try to get these beats that sound like what's on radio. Don't do that. Just be you, whatever you like, whatever you enjoy. If that is what you enjoy, then it's cool to experiment. Experimenting is always fun. But it becomes a headache when you're forcing yourself to be like the next person. And I understand it. I've been through it, seeing the success of a lot of other artists, and I'm like, damn, what am I doing wrong? Never feel like you're doing something wrong just because you haven't made it yet. They say it's all about time, and you have to know when it's your time. So it's just do what you feel is best for you. Don't do what everyone else is doing, I guess. So I think that's the best advice I can give people. And I'm still learning. As I go, I'm still learning. I just told myself in January, and that's what the skits and stuff. I'm like, I need to stop second guessing myself. I feel in my head, okay, let me do this, but then I'm like, people might not like it. You have to tell yourself, stop worrying about what everybody's gonna like because everybody's not gonna like it. So just do what you feel is best for you. That's all I can say.
Mm. Well, thank you so much, Dogsta. You have so much good advice, and such good energy. How can people find you? How can they find your music? How can they support the cause? Just put it all out there. How to contact you if they have an idea for a skit or whatever.
You can find me on Instagram. I'm on there more than anything else that I'm on. So Instagram at Dogsta Dogsta_the_problem. Um, I have music on all digital streaming platforms. I have an EP on there. I have my most recent single called Showing My. I'm on YouTube. Dogs to the Problem is one of my channels. My other channel is my family channel. If you can support the family channel, that's really what I'm pushing right now. My kids ask me almost every day, Dad, how many subscribers do we have? How many views is on the last video? So they would really appreciate it if y'all check out the family channel, which is Val Squad, VAL space squad. Um, and that's how you can find me, man. YouTube, Instagram, Google search me. I'm on a lot of stuff, man. Just the way you can support me is just by checking out the content. Like Rocky said, I do skits. If you can see that, I just did a song today. I just remixed. I spit a verse over a Good Coat, new single Sneak Peek. So I did a verse and I shot a video, edited it, put it out today on my Instagram. On YouTube is on both, so you can check it out either way. So just whatever you see me put out, just check it out, give feedback. That's all I ask for.
Awesome. Yay. Well, actually I thought of a question that I didn't ask you real
Uh-huh.
quick. What does the future look like? And of course, we're not God and we can't see or predict what's going to happen because I mean, if so, we would not have predicted a pandemic, I'm sure.
Yeah,
But
cause
that was like the ultimate, like, and Kobe dying. Like, who would have
yeah.
predicted that?
Even Sicily
But
recently. We never thought we would allow Sicily.
yeah, ever. Not before Betty White.
Man.
Yeah.
Um, so what does the future hold? Honestly, lately, and I think I base it on what I'm focusing on at the moment. My goal is to quit working because I'm tired of clocking in. I still need my job, so if y'all see this, don't fire me. Um, but my goal is to no longer work a 9 to 5, just to be in business for myself. I'm hoping that hopefully my family can be on somebody's network. It doesn't have to be a major network, but I'm hoping, if I can constantly put out content on our family channel, I just want to show people it's dope to be a father in your wife and your kids' life. That's what I'm trying to show. A lot of people always say, "Man, I didn't know you rap. You look like a family man," and I'm like, "Damn it, I am." And it's like I don't take offense when they tell me that, but it's to me I feel that's good. Like I want to show that I've been showing it for years since I've had kids, since I've been married. So I'm hoping that if I can constantly create family content, and my YouTube channel with my family is straight family content, nothing vulgar or anything. It's stuff that the whole family can sit down and watch. So I'm just hoping next year we on somebody network doing something big and we ain't working no more. That's what my goal is for now, and hopefully I can get more focused on the music. But that's the goal for now.
Hey, yes. And are you selling the shirts?
So I'll be announcing the merch soon. And that was another thing with the sneak peek, me rapping on sneak peek. I gave a sneak peek of one of the hoodies I'll be selling. So I haven't announced the different merch pieces that I have, but I did give a sneak peek on the sneak peek video that I just put out. So
Ah, okay.
hopefully within the next week or two, I'm ready to announce it, but I'm waiting on some material to get here so I can do the last piece that I've created. Once I have that, then I'll announce pricing and I'll show pictures of each merch piece and put out a promo video. I have all of that planned. I'm just waiting on one piece of material and then I'm good.
Okay. Well, guys, check out Dogs to the Problem on all platforms. Check out his skit, check him out on YouTube, check out his music, and download crowded streaming.
And I'm on crowded streaming
Download
too.
crowded streaming. Hey, yes, you gotta be on crowded streaming. Download crowded streaming. Crowded streaming is an independent um app for independent music artists, and it's FUBU. It's for us by us. So y'all know what that means.
Yeah.
It's code, but y'all know what that means. So support the app. It's Black History Month. Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Hop on crowded streaming. It's free to download. They pay you for your streams, and they're the ones who are making this show possible. So, with that said, thank you, Dogsta, for coming through and being a part of the Rocky Road and sharing
Thank
your
you.
story.
Thank you. And one thing I like to do, and I hate to keep talking, but one thing I like to do is anytime somebody allows me on their platform, I'm thanking you for allowing me to be on your platform. I want to thank Crowded Streaming as well. You know, they doing, major things and you a part of that. So everybody that's a part of Crowded Streaming, shout out to y'all. Thank you. And thank you to Kingly C and Bricklayers too. So thank all
Yes,
of y'all.
Bricklayers, 4500, RJ, Keith, all of them.
Yeah.
Yes,
So thank
thank
y'all.
all of y'all. And happy Black History Month. Go spend some money on some Black people, y'all.
Yes.
Even if
Yes.
you are Black, go spend some money on some Black people.
Yeah.
Come on, let's share the wealth.
Yeah.
Share the
Facts.
wealth. All right. And this is Rocky Rocket signing out.